Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't been posting much recently. I've got quite a lot of anxiety because of things going on right now, and for me anything to do with plants really helps my anxiety. Yeah, I'm going to separate, these are loads of different spider plant babies in one pot, and I've just found out they grow quite quickly into like an adult, like it only takes about a year. So I'm actually going to separate them all back into individuals. I definitely won't need this many pots. I'm going to separate them all into individual pots and yeah, just help it have some room. And I'm also going to be talking a little bit about abductions. So I figured it'll be good to calm my nerves by doing some planty things while I am talking about these things that are happening. But yeah, I thought it'd just be good to get them both in the same time. Plants calm me down. Also, I love plants. I'm moving into a new house which is a lot more lighting, so I'm going to be able to get more plants, and yeah, I'm so excited. I had the idea of doing a separate channel called the Plant Psychic, or the Psychic Plant Lady, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, like I just thought it'd be really cool because I could incorporate planty things as well as psychic things in the same place. And yeah, so I'm really sorry if I don't look a lot at the camera today. I'm just really anxious. I'm not feeling myself, and this is gonna make me feel better. Plants always make me feel better. So I have my soil mix here. I buy the soil mix from Soil Ninja. I have them for a while now. I just buy this bit's come off. I just buy the base mix and then add in my own things if I need to. But I find it really helpful because I know that it's going to come with clean soil. Because if you've seen in my other videos, oh no, it's come off. If you've seen in my other videos where I am doing some planty bits, like my first ones with like plants in, you will see that I had a lot of them flying things. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. But fungus gannets, I think it's called, or fungus gnats, I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, okay, I'm ready. It took a while because the clip that holds it together broken. But anyways, yeah, I had like the fly things for ages, and it was a bit of a nightmare because I kept repotting them, I kept doing all the things you're meant to do, and then I realised actually it's the soil. Like I'm buying new soil, and then it kept coming from the soil, which is really annoying. So, oh wow, I didn't even realise how fast see this. It must be why it grows so fast, because like there's already so much roots you can't really see. Hang on, let me just shake a bit of. There's so many roots already everywhere. But yeah, so getting back onto the spiritual side of things, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I started to go in all this abduction kind of thing, line of thought. So basically, I watched a video and it was talking about like abductions, blah blah blah, and I've watched these kind of videos before and never really, I always thought it was really cool. I'd be like, oh my god, if there's any nice like ones up there, come and abduct me for a night, I don't mind. I always thought it was quite funny, like, you know, yeah, I never really thought anything negative of it. I obviously heard people's negative stories, and like, yeah, that seems scary. So I always said, like, if there's only any positive ones out there, you can come and get me for the night, I don't care. But yeah, that basically triggered some memories. So I started to remember when I was little, some abductions, but I did not have any recollection before this video. So like, if you had asked me this like a few months ago, I would not have had a clue what you was on about. So yeah, I basically I started to, after I watched the video about abductions and she was like talking all about it, I basically started to remember when I was younger. So because I channel, I was able to, because I was remembering little tiny bits but I didn't quite understand, so I basically channeled what I needed to know, because I only had a few bits here and there and I wanted to piece it together. So I basically channeled, oh, you can probably hear my children upstairs watching whatever they're playing. But anyways, yeah, I channeled the rest of the information because I wanted to, you know, try and figure out what I was remembering. It's really hard to explain unless like you've kind of been through a similar experience when you remember something from, it's basically coming up from your subconscious to your conscious because it's ready to be sorted out, basically, is what was happening. And I channeled it, and I think I freaked myself out even more. So I channeled, I could see like the beams of light. I was like, basically the abductions went like, it felt very negative, but I was confused because like parts of it I was in the Galactic Federation ship, and for like the like Earth school, and then parts of it I was in this other room, which was like almost like, basically they was doing the hybridisation, I can't say that word, with like for the hybrid children, and that's what part of it, so like half of it was Earth school, half of it was the hybrid kind of like medically stuff, and the medical like hybrid stuff really frightened me because it was really scary, and it was just, yeah, it was so weird. So I was confused. I was like, well, I thought the Galactic Federation was meant to be like good, like why are these involved? And I was getting really, when you channel, if you're so attached to the situation, it's sometimes hard to discern what is your emotions and if you're being like, you're channeling correctly or not. And I started to get upset. I started to like, I was crying a lot because of what happened. It's like, it's bad. It's basically like, you know, they're taking your eggs and essentially making a child with your DNA to create theirs, and whether you think that's right or wrong, it's to do that to a child, I was very young, I think is essentially wrong. Oh my days, I did not realise I had these many. I might have to group some. Anyways, so yeah, I started to remember that, and I was upset by it. I was upset that had happened because I didn't think that it was right. I didn't think that they should be able to do that, and I was getting in my own way when I was channeling because I was so upset. I basically had to take a break because I was like, well, I don't think I can channel this without getting my own emotions in the way. So I basically went on to one of Elizabeth April's calls. I've been on her calls a few times. She's really, you know, I trust what she says, because a lot of what she says resonates with me. A lot of the time I have dreams about things and like I'm in the astral realm, and I experience things, and then she makes a video on it like a few days later, and I think that our energy is very connected in a weird way. Like, I don't know her at all, but I just mean like whatever, I don't know, astrally I think we're very connected. Not in person, I've never met her in my whole entire life. She does not have a clue who I am. So yeah, anyways, that one's huge. I think it's meant to be 2, but I can't get it apart without breaking it, and I do not want to break it. So yeah, I basically was remembering the things, but I got confused, I was upset, and I needed someone else that wasn't attached to the situation to help me like understand what I was channeling and what I was remembering. I'm going to use the same soil because there was nothing wrong with the soil. It's still got nutrients in it. It was just I wanted to split the plant. But yeah, so I hopped onto one of her calls, and luckily it was actually that day, which is, it always happens like that. I never like look at her schedule and see what she's doing. I always just, if I feel I need it, then I'll have a look, and it's literally always that day, which is like crazy. But yeah, I hopped on to one of her calls. I seen that she was live doing her group calls on Facebook, and then I thought, oh my god, she's already so much into it, but I'm still going to jump on anyway. And even if there's like, it's like one, I don't get like picked, I don't care, like I still want to go on to it just in case. And she picked me as soon as I went on there. Like, she picks basically Elizabeth, I'm on about Elizabeth April, and she picks just intuitively who she thinks needs help, and then she channels their questions for them. I'll link the video below because it's live on Facebook too. So anyways, yeah, I basically got picked straight away, and she channeled into it. She channeled that. It was the Galactic Federation, it was the hybridisation program, however you say it, and it was the Earth School. So I was right in all of them, but I was just getting upset, so it was kind of like, it was getting hard to understand what I was channeling because I was just so emotionally attached and so upset. So basically, when I was abducted when I was younger, it was because I was curious of the Earth School, and then when I got to puberty, they abducted me for the hybridisation program, and it was because it was in my contract. And even though it was in my contract, I still don't agree, and a lot of people don't agree with that, but I'm pissed. I think it's wrong. I don't think you should be able to do that, like, contract or not. You know, if you think about it this way, they are highly intelligent beings. They should have figured out a different way of doing that. Like, they should have figured out by now a different way of doing it that doesn't include children. Whether you consent to it before in your contract before you come to this earth or not, they should figure out a different way of doing it, basically. You know, anyways, that's what I think anyway. So I basically, I felt a little bit better because she had confirmed it and I didn't feel like I was going crazy, which happens a lot. And then basically she told me that I should get a regression because it will help me understand the bigger picture. And then, yeah. So that was when I was younger and I was being abducted. I'm remembering little bits of it here and there. I still don't have all the picture. I did actually book to get a regression. It's like a healing regression, but then as soon as I found the lady that I was going to do it with, we clicked so well, and then we when just the day before our session, something happened, and then I had to have the healing around that happened, rather than, and like other things, rather than you know, the abductions, because it was too much. It's still too much now, hence the anxiety. But anyways, we're getting through it. So basically I still need to do the regression, but I actually have been waking up in a really weird position, and I've basically been getting abducted recently again. So I channeled a little bit before when I woke up, because I woke up and I was achy so much, like everything was hurting because of the pressure when they take you up in the big beam. It basically feels like the air condenses. Is it condensed the right word? The air almost like around you almost like goes more of a solid. It's not solid, but I'm trying to explain how it feels like it, like the pressure, the air turns into like a lot of pressure around you, so you can't move, and then you you go up. But basically it like kind of aches your body, so because of the pressure I woke up and like my body was really achy, and I was sleeping in a weird way, so like I can't put so this shoulder, when I was younger I dislocated my shoulder pretty badly, so now when I can't like reach, or like I can do this with ease, but like if I reach further, then it pulls my shoulder a little bit out. And if I go, I definitely can't go like backwards. I can reach it if I do it slowly, but like I basically have been waking up with my hands like this, and that's really uncomfortable for me. For this one it's fine, but for this one, to hold it there, it's really uncomfortable. And like even from just doing that, my arm's achy from doing that. Like my shoulder, it never healed properly afterwards after that, and I didn't continue physio, so it's my own fault. But anyways, so it's really odd for me to wake up in that position, and I've been doing it a lot recently, but I've been just putting it down to different things or blah blah blah, and that was even before the remembering about the abductions. It's happened quite a lot a few months ago, and I just kept thinking, what am I doing in my sleep? Like, why am I waking up like that? But I didn't think abduction. I just thought, what an idiot, like freaking sleep properly, you weirdo. But then this time I'd obviously just been remembering about the abductions, and I woke up like that, and I felt the pressure, and it just like a flash in my third eye, kind of like seeing the beam, and I was like, oh my god, that's why I keep waking up like that. That makes so much sense. This is hilarious that I'm even making this video, because I've not even told my partner that this has been happening, and I've not pretty much told anyone. But yeah, anyways, so while I was still there feeling all achy, I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy. So it's been happening recently? Where have I been going recently? Like what? So I channeled into it. I'm really achy, I'm really distracted, because I was still really upset about, you know, remembering about when I was younger being abducted, because of all the reasons I've just said. Like I'm still like I'm fine now, but I was just upset. It's especially because when you're channeling it, you're viewing it through the younger me's eyes, where she was terrified and she was crying and she was upset, and like no one was explaining to her what was happening. And it was the greys, and they don't have much like emotion. Like when you channel the greys, they really don't have much like loving energy. They're just very like very cold, and like almost like just like too I don't know how to explain it. Like they just basically, I remember, so for example, once when I was channeling the greys, I was healing, I think it was I was doing it for myself. I was doing some healing on myself, and the Greys came in to help me do something to my DNA basically. They was like helping upgrade and like shift my DNA, which was good, you know, blah blah blah. But then I started to get a bit nervous because I was saying to them like, you're like, all the other beings, when they come, like they feel like unconditional love, and I'm like, so I started to question them like, are you really from, like, you know, are you really from the highest power, you know, are you really unconditional love? Because like they just feel to me like really like just like too neutral, like not negative at all, but just so neutral. It's like they don't really say much to me, so I'm like But anyways, so I questioned them like, are you really from the love and light? And then they showed me like unconditional love to like prove that they was. And then they brought in the Lyran beings, and then they was like comforting me through the process, which was like, you know, they were so unconditionally loving. That was when I was doing healing ages ago. So that's how I can explain, like they're not negative, they don't feel negative, but they just feel like almost like, why is this human like so emotional? Like it's annoying. It's like they're just not emotional at all, and it feels like it gets on their nerves a little bit that we're so emotional because they don't understand it. That's how I feel anyway. Take or leave it. Anyways, so yeah, so when I was abducted, and you know, I'm seeing it through the little version of me, like younger Abby's version, where she's upset they're putting these huge freaking needle things in her, and like she's like in pain, and like it's like, well, I don't actually remember there being pain, but like it felt like the fear hurt. Like I was so frightened, like that's how frightened I was, and just seeing the needle makes me think of pain. Like, but yeah, anyways, so it's like I was really, when I was abducted, I was still really upset from that situation, because I'm like, well, you know, you hurt my younger Abby, like, because I see her as like a different person almost, but I'm like, you hurt her and that's not okay, like, you know. So I was still a bit pissed off basically. So when I woke up and I realised I'd been abducted the night before, I wanted to channel it, but I was almost still not neutral then. So I was struggling with channeling it because I was still pissed off basically. But I channeled it a little bit. I asked my friend, we still need to do it, I asked my friend to come and help me channel it, because sometimes I like, when my ego's getting in my way, I like to channel with one of my friends, and I just kind of feel like what I'm getting, and then my ego's like, no, that's not right, and then I'm like, right, okay, what are you getting? And I'll not say it, but then she'll say it and it'll confirm what I'm saying, so I'm like, yeah, okay, we're on the right track. Like, so it's easier to, you know, get the validation from another person when, like, in the moment of channeling, rather than like, yeah, letting your ego get in the way when you're attached to a situation. Obviously it's good to strengthen your own like channeling, but like it's nice to have someone there with you when you're doing it, when you're upset, and like, you know, when the information affects you a lot. But anyways, so I was trying to channel, but I was like super attached to the outcome basically, and I was still pretty pissed off. And I've told them, I have told the Galactic Federation many a times how pissed off I am at them about this situation, and they heard me well and truly. But yeah, anyways, these are my beautiful spider plants. Ethan, if you're watching, I will keep one for you, because my little brother's grown his plant collection, and so am I, clearly. We need to make this new YouTuber thing, the psychic plant lady. This, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. But anyways, so yeah, so I channeled into it, and basically I could see that I was up on the Galactic Federation mothership. It was a lot different than the one I seen in the first channeling when I was being abducted, like when I was channeling that. but I'd not seen it all. I'd only seen like the rooms that I was in. So I was in like almost like it felt like I was in a meeting. I was around like this large like table thing. There was loads of different beings there, like different types of beings. A lot that I've never seen before because I've not channeled a lot of these beings, but they were all different, and it was like really positive energy. Everyone was really lovely, and I basically asked like, okay, so why was I there? And they basically said, well, we waited for you to calm down because we seen that you was pretty mad. So we had to wait for you to calm down. Like, and when I say I was mad, I've been swearing at them. I've been like telling them, you just wait, I'll astro travel up to you guys and kick your ass. Like, I'm pissed off at you guys, so stay away from me, give me a minute. Like, and I'm actually not joking. I genuinely have been saying that to them. Like, they can hear you, they can hear me now. Like, they're always, around. So I've been telling them, like, you better stay away from me. Like, spiritual or not, I'm pissed and I need some space. Leave me alone. Like, wait until I'm ready and then I'm gonna come and kick your ass, and you better have a good explanation and we need to sort this out, basically. Very unhealed, as you can see. Like, I'm still attached to the outcome of this situation, hence the reason I wanted my friend to help me channel it. But anyways, they basically said that they would give me time to calm down because they could see I was very upset. They heard me when I said I was very upset, and they heard me when I was telling them that we need to sort this situation out. This needs to happen in a different way. This shouldn't be happening like this. Now I'm older, I'm working on my own healing. I have been doing it for years now, and my vibration is so much higher. And I know as children our vibration is crazy high, but like, it still doesn't make it right. And even though I know I signed it in my contract before I came here, I'm not okay with it now, and I'm a different being. I have the same soul, but I'm a different being, and I don't give a shit. I signed in the contract, yeah, I give you that, but we're gonna change it now, and I'm making a movement. So basically, I didn't even know, but my astral self declared that we sort out it in a meeting. So they basically came and got my astral self. I went up there, basically like the other version of me, like that is in my astral body and all-knowing, like the one that knows more than me, Abby here. This one is limited by ego, but that one knows a lot more. And basically I asked them for us to change it and for us to figure out a different way, because the me now, before all of this would have happened, if they asked me now if I could help them in this experiment to save their species, which that's why it's happening, to save the grey species beings, I don't know what to call it, DNA, because they basically screwed it up. So it's like future versions of us coming back to then get our DNA now to then make a hybrid children to then continue the DNA of the greys. But if I understand it's to help them, but if they had asked me right now if I would be able to donate some DNA to help them, I would have said yes. And I'm sure there's so many spiritual people out there right now that would be pumped and be amazed to like say yes, like, oh my god, yes, like I'll help, like that's amazing. But then to help in a way where we're children, we're scared, we are not understanding what's happening, it messes up your periods. Like, I've struggled, I've been in hospital before now because I've had problems so much with my ovaries, cysts. Like, I was on medication from a young age because of my periods. Not okay. Like, and they know that it can mess up their periods, so then don't continue it, wait until they're older. You do not need to do that. Like, it's insane. So yeah, very unpopular opinion, but I don't agree with it. But yeah, it made me laugh when I was channeling it. Like, why am I going up there now? Like, you know, I thought I went there when I was younger. Why am I being abducted now? And it was because they listened to me and they understood I was peed off and they wanted to fix it. And yeah, I basically have started a movement, not me, the other version of me. I don't have a clue what's going on. I'm still trying to heal and get past this situation, but then more things have happened since then, so I've not been able to fully tap into this. I'll probably make a part 2 where I fully see what's happening, but yeah, anyways, I've made a stance and they're going to be looking into changing it, so I think that's pretty cool. Like, what? That's insane. They listened, which makes me have more hope. It makes me have more trust in them and more hope, and I understand legally they didn't do anything wrong because I signed it in my contract before I came here, but they're starting to understand that emotionally, like in a trauma and healing way, that it's not okay, and it's caused a lot of trauma for me in this lifetime. And you know, consent is a big deal, and that is not consent when you're a child. Like, I don't give a shit like what they say, it's just not. I don't care who tells me it's in your soul contract. I don't give a shit. I don't. I understand, and I respect people that, you know, I respect everyone involved, but I don't care. I don't think it's right, and I think there's a better way of doing it. If it happened to your child and they was coming to you sad and crying because it happened and they remembered, just because we didn't remember doesn't mean it's okay. So if your child came to you and said this happened, and then you channeled and it was in their contract, you can't tell me that that child's not valid to be upset. Exactly. Anyways, that's pretty much all I remember. I just know that there's something happening, you know. I think they've given me a little bit of a break recently with what's been happening, and yeah, I'm basically, we're gonna put in motion to help things be done in a different way, in a more positive way, in a more way that doesn't cause so much trauma for people. And yeah, they are my abduction stories. I know there's not a lot to tell, but yeah, it was nice to make a video. It's nice to do some plant care. I have some beautiful new alocasias up there, which I'm super excited about. They've been a wish list plant of mine forever, and I was so nervous that I wouldn't be able to look after them, hence the reason I waited until I had these cabinets. And I'm going to be upcycling them, but I'm going to wait now. I was going to do it recently, but I'm going to wait now until I move because I don't want them to get all scratched up. And I don't know what colour everything's going to be in the new home. But yeah, I'm super excited. In the new house, there's going to be lots of you know, spiritual home decor updates and how to decorate your house spiritually, like in my taste anyway, not like everyone's taste is different. But yeah, and I'm super excited. If anyone has any ideas for like names and things for my planty psychic channel, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm also gonna be adding my one-on-ones, because when I do a one-on-one, I record them. For my one-on-one sessions, we basically, whatever you need, you get. So I do healing and I also do channeling at the same time. So if there's something happening in your life, I'll tap into why it's happening. Is it from a past life? Is it from this life? Is it from your contract? Is it from whatever it's from? Like, we'll tap into why it's happening, how to heal it, we'll do some healing, and then we'll help you move forward. And that could be anything. Like, we all struggle with so many different things, you know, there's no limit to that. Or one recently, he wasn't, you know, struggling with a lot, he just wanted to know more about his past lives, so we did that. They're all really different and they're all so interesting. So I've basically I had an idea to start putting the recordings onto YouTube without anyone's faces. Obviously it's only going to be people that are willing to share their recordings. I'm not going to put any names or anything like that, so it's all private. But I just think it's a really fun way to just show you guys what I do, because it can be quite intimidating to book a session if you're not really sure what you're getting out of it, because there's so many people doing it these days. But yeah, they're my ideas. I have been having so many new ideas, but I've just been really anxious and not really wanted to film with there's just so much happening in my life which has not been fun, and it kind of took away, it brought out my insecurities and it brought out my fears, and give me so much anxiety. So I'm trying to write all the ideas, the inspiring ideas that I'm getting down, so I don't forget about them, and I'm just going to take my time. If I don't film, I don't film, and I'm not going to beat myself up for that, because my mental health is more important, even though that I wouldn't have said that before because I love YouTube, but it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Feels weird because I haven't filmed this so long. These are my beautiful not alocasias. I wish I had this many alocasias. These are my spider plants, and Ethan, if you've watched this far, no, because he's not watching TikTok anymore because it's literally making his memory like a goldfish, or no, his retention like a goldfish. But you can have one of these spider plants for your collection. And yeah, okay, bye guys, I'll see you in the next video. If you want to see a part 2 of me and my friend channeling, sorry Vicky, I haven't even asked you, but you're going to do it with me anyways. If you want to see a part 2 of me and my friend channeling what is happening in these meetings with the Galactic Federation, more about the abductions, because they are still happening, and yeah, like and comment below, and we'll get back to you and do that one as well. And thank you everyone for being so patient with me as I've had breaks here and there, but there's going to be so much fun content coming soon. I'm just easing my way into it without pushing myself into it and feeling crap on the videos, because it's not really going to help you. Anyways, I'm going to shut up and bye. I just need to show my beautiful alocasias before I go. Look at the beautiful alocasias. I just can't. Look at it. This is the alocasia silver dragon. So beautiful. This is, oh my god, this is the plant. This is the one. It's beautiful. Alocasia dragon scale, and then this one is the alocasia black velvet. Look at this leaf. I love it. And I'm not gonna lie, after everything that's been happening, these are what is making me feel better. Literally my plants making me feel so much better. But anyways, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Bye plants.